It is our weekly visit with Kyle McCord, brought to you by our friends at Davidson Ford and Davidson Chevy. And, man, Kyle, I think we can officially make this the last time we need to talk about last week, hopefully. But not fun, I'd imagine, for you. How'd you guys process all that went down on Thursday?
Yeah, obviously not ideal at all. I just felt like I didn't even give us a chance to win, which is a tough pill to swallow. But on to Virginia Tech and, playing on Thursday last week, not fun either because, you have a few days to just sit and think about it and, you're not quite moving on yet. And so it's been a long week for sure, but I'm excited to get back on the field and get that taste out of my mouth.
It's got to be the weird balance, right? You're leading into the Thursday game, and it's such a great opportunity to enjoy those extra days, and then it slips away, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that those games, obviously, you want to do well for that reason, knowing that, whatever the result is, you're going to have to sit on it for a while, and, it's probably as bad as it can get. So it wasn't a fun week at all. Learn from it, grow from it, just move on.
All right, so you've gone back, and I'm sure you've watched that more times than you've enjoyed here so far. Mm-hmm. What was the balance like of, I can't believe I did that versus I can't believe that happened with the ball bouncing all over the place? What did you see when you went back and looked?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they made some good plays, and I threw a few balls that I shouldn't have, and on top of that, they're just on a few of them, just the ball just bounced the wrong way and, landed right in their arms. But, that's football. It happens. And, it's tough. I think when you're down 17 points halfway through the first quarter, you kind of have to play catch up the entire game. And, it's not the recipe for success. And they kind of dialed up, their defense to stop what we were doing in terms of passing the ball because, obviously there's, quite a deficit to climb back from. And, it just feels like everything that, could have went wrong. And I'm going back and watching it on replay, just, thinking like what could I have done different? And so, definitely learned a lot from the game. Was a humbling game for sure. And, I think the biggest thing now is just the get back and just keep pushing. And still a lot of season left. Still got a whole month of November left to go and right the ship a little bit. But I think the guys have done a good job of making sure that, it's only one loss. And even if you lose by, 50 or 1 point, it all counts the same and learn from it. But, moving on and making sure that when we go out this Saturday, we're going to have our best foot forward.
How different was what they did on defense to you guys than anything you dealt with this season before?
I mean, I think, every team plays kind of, their normal defense on first and second down, and then they'll dial it up on third down. And like I said, I think that I put us in such a deficit early on to where they could play their third down defense,
all the time.
Yeah, more than just on third down. And I think anytime you do that, it's tough, and it's not the recipe for success. Trying to throw your way back in the game, but I really didn't give us really an option there to do anything other than that, and it sucks, and there's no way around that. It's a missed opportunity, and I feel like just let a lot of people down, but I think the best thing about it is there's opportunity to go out and play again on Saturday, and it's a similar feeling to what I felt last year at the end of the season after we lost to Michigan, and I had to wait the whole 8 months to play, and so now thankfully got a game coming up in a few days to get that taste out of my mouth.
Yeah, 9 days, a lot shorter than 8 months. So that'll be nice to get ready for Virginia Tech this week. Kyle McCord with us, our weekly conversation. So take me through that. I've seen you this year done like a really good job of like pre-snap processing, identifying what you're seeing. Pitt's up there, like it felt like a lot of the plays, they had 7 guys stacked up.
Yeah.
You knew like, well, 4 of these guys are coming.
Yeah.
How do you figure out which 4 are coming? Like, because it felt like it was switching every other play.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was talking about. They do that a lot on third down, and just the way the game went to where we had to play catch up. They could do that pretty much every single down.
Yeah,
and it's hard, and then just put us in a bad situation early on, and those type of defenses, obviously they're popular in college and the NFL for a reason, because it's tough for the quarterback to see. They're well coached on top of that, so they do a good job of scheming it up and making sure they're bringing the right guys and dropping the right guys in coverage against our formation or whatever the case may be. So it's tough, and I think a lot of that is just because we were behind early on. It allowed them to play that type of defense.
It's easy, Kyle, to look at the conference standings. You guys now have 2 ACC losses and say, well, that's a tricky path. Fran yesterday in his press conference was like, no. Yeah. we're still, nothing's changed. Yeah. Goals are the same. How does he message that to you this week, and how do you guys process that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. Everybody has to play each other, and there's still 5 weeks left in the season, and now it's all conference play, and everybody's playing each other, and so who knows? I mean, wilder things have happened, and it's not like only 4 teams are making the playoff now, and I think that. Just looking at the grand scheme of things, 5 games left. There's still a lot to play for, and obviously taking it 1 game at a time. But if we go on a run and win 10 games, sitting at 10-2, I think even regardless if we make it to the ACC championship or not, it's going to be hard to leave a 10-win ACC team out of it. Whether that's us or another team, whoever ends up having a really good month here, I think is going to give themselves opportunity to be in contention at the end. And at this point, that's all you can ask for. And, I think there's no quit in the guys. There's still a lot to play for. And so, I think that's been the biggest thing that I've been impressed with and happy with is just, the guys, they're still super focused and super locked in.
I find it interesting, too, right? Since this is the first year of this 12-team playoff, we have zero idea what the selection committee is going to do or what they value. Is that something if you had a decade to be like, oh, we know we got to do this or that. Yeah. It's just a complete blank slate, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. And I think, there's teams that are up there near the top right now that are going to fall off. I mean, it happens every single year in November. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a team or, multiple teams who, didn't play their best football early on, but, just start putting together win after win after win and give themselves a chance at the end. And I think that's what's, so interesting about this year. Obviously, if you win your conference, you're going to get in, but, that's going to only be 4 guaranteed spots, and I guess 1 group of 5, so 5. And then there's still 7 at-large opportunities. And so still a lot of opportunity left, still 5 games. And, I think that I told the guys, I still believe in us, and as bad as Thursday was, it's only 1 loss, and still have an opportunity to go out and have a really good month of November.
And go figure, it's a week from tonight. The first college football playoff rankings come out. Fittingly, I guess that it's election night with all that stuff going on, so we'll get to see the polls coming from college football and get a glimpse at the ones that matter, setting up the final month of the season. And here you guys go. We're setting up in the final month of the season. 5 games left every Saturday coming up in November, 3 at home, 2 on the road. How are you guys viewing this home stretch as a chunk right now?
Yeah, I think just taking it 1 game at a time, 1 day at a time, honestly. Today for me, I just want to go out and have a great Tuesday. Have a great day of preparing and a great day of practice. And then, tomorrow I'll have a great Wednesday and just take it 1 day at a time and preparing 1 game at a time. But I feel like we still have a really good football team, and there's not a game that I feel like we can't win, but we're going to have to bring our A game every single game. And obviously I'm excited to get back in the Dome. Playing in front of the fans again is going to be a lot of fun. And so now it's all about how we bounce back. And I told the guys, we have a great opportunity to show our resilience, and I think that's where everybody's mind is right now.
We got Kyle McCord with us. What do we know of this Virginia Tech team right now, Kyle? What have you seen on film? Because it's so interesting how you frame things in preseason expectations. You're like, oh, man, they stumbled a little early. And then you're like, oh, wait, I guess that loss to Vanderbilt wasn't that bad. Yeah. Vanderbilt's pretty good. How do you go look at this team right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think their record is a little misleading. They're 5-3, but I think they lost by 7 to Vandy, 3 to Rutgers, and then 4 to Miami on that last second Hail Mary that they called off. So, I mean, they're a good football team, and they're going to come ready to play. They got a good D-line, and so we're gonna have to bring our best, and they're gonna make plays 100%. But I think we just have to make more plays than them, and just come ready to compete. They're a good team without a doubt.
This is a game that we talk a lot about. How do you guys value last year? Like the game in Blacksburg last year went terribly wrong. I'd say it would be akin to the game you guys just played. It was a Thursday night, and it just went all wrong from the get-go. Do you guys look at that at all, or does it not matter at all to this year's team?
I think the guys who were on the team last year definitely want to have a get back and kind of right the ship a little bit. Obviously, like you said, last year didn't go as planned. But I think the guys this year, are excited for the opportunity. A really good opponent coming into our stadium, and we know it's going to be a fight. And so I think that's really everybody's excited for, and obviously the way that last week went, just another opportunity to play.
All right, last thought. Antoine Powell-Ryland for them has 11 sacks off their D-line. How much are you focusing on this guy this week for protection, just knowing where he is at all times?
No, he's a great player. He's going to play in the NFL, obviously, and I think, like I said, he's going to make plays. Every single game you turn on, he's making plays. He's got a really good motor. He's fast, twitchy off the ball, and plays hard. And so I think it's, not necessarily how are you going to completely take him out of the game, just how are you going to slow him down. And, I feel like they got a lot of good pieces across the defense. And so we have to come ready to play, and it'll be a good game.
All right, Kyle. Good stuff as always. Good luck this week.
Yep. Thank you.
There's our guy, Kyle McCord, our weekly conversation brought to you by Davidson Ford of Clay, Davidson Chevy of Rome. We'll see Kyle out there at noon on Saturday. I'll be with you